The front door of my house flew open so hard that the hinges actually groaned. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a normal Tuesday. I was in my bedroom folding clean clothes when I heard Marcus's angry footsteps storming through the house like a hurricane. "Mom, where are you?" His voice echoed through the whole house, filled with a level of anger I hadn't heard since he was a teenager. I left the shirts on the bed and stepped into the hallway. My son, 42 years old, was standing in the living room. His face was red, and his fists were tight. His green eyes, just like his father's, stared at me with a coldness that made my whole body chill. "Why did Chloe call me crying, saying you changed the password on your card? She was at the grocery store and couldn't pay for her shopping. You embarrassed her in front of everyone." I froze in the doorway. 70 years of life had taught me how to stay calm in tough moments, but this was different. This was my own son yelling at me in my own home. "Marcus, lower your voice. We are educated people," I said firmly but calmly. "And yes, I changed the password on my card because it is mine." "Yours? Mom, we're family. You can't just block us when we need something." He stepped closer, and for the first time in my life, I felt a knot of fear in my stomach. "The card is in my name, Marcus. It's my money." "Your money? Seriously? You're going to be this selfish?" His words came at me like sharp objects. Chloe was buying things for the house. Food, cleaning stuff, normal things. I knew that wasn't true. I had checked my statements last week. $200 on makeup, $300 on clothes, $500 at a fancy restaurant. But I decided not to bring that up yet. "Son, if you need money for something specific, we can talk like adults. But I'm not leaving my card open for just anyone to use." "Just anyone? You're calling my wife just anyone?" His voice got even louder. "She's your daughter-in-law. She's part of this family." I sat down slowly in my favorite armchair. The same chair where I had breastfed Marcus 40 years ago. I needed to stay calm, even though my body was shaking. Chloe is always welcome in this house, but my credit card is not a family service. Marcus began pacing around the living room, like a trapped animal. Every step of his shoes hit the wooden floor loudly. He was sweating even though the AC was on. "I can't believe what I'm hearing. You've been generous your whole life, helping everyone. And now that your own family needs you, you're acting like a miser." That one word hurt more than all his shouting. Miser. Me, who had raised him alone after his father died. Me, who had worked double shifts for years to pay for his college. Me, who gave him the down payment for his apartment. "Marcus, I will not let you talk to me like that in my own house." "Then explain properly. Why change the password overnight without telling anyone?" I pushed myself up from the armchair. My back ached, but I needed to stand, because I reviewed my statements, and I found expenses I don't recognize. A lot of money left my card without my permission. "All those expenses were discussed with you." "No, Marcus, they were not." He finally went quiet. His breathing was heavy, and the veins in his neck stood out against his dark skin. "Chloe told me she always asked you before she used the card." "Chloe is lying." The words slipped out before I could stop them. Silence filled the house, thick and heavy. Marcus stared at me as if I had slapped him. "I won't let you insult my wife." "I'm not insulting her. I'm telling you the truth." "The truth? You're getting paranoid. Maybe someone else should handle your finances." His words hit me like lightning. My own son suggesting I couldn't manage my own money. My own son doubting my mind. "I think you need to leave, Marcus." "I'm not leaving until we solve this. Give me the new password right now." "No, son." I said no. I looked straight at him. This is my house and my decision. If Chloe needs something, she can ask me directly. Marcus walked toward the door, but paused before stepping out. His voice turned cold, ice cold. "This isn't over. We'll talk again when you get over your tantrum." "It's not a tantrum, Marcus. It's a decision. It's a foolish one, and you'll regret it when you see how it affects our relationship." His words hung in the air like a threat. My own son hinting he might cut me off if I didn't give him access to my money. "Are you threatening me?" I asked. "I'm warning you. Chloe is very hurt by your attitude. I don't know if she'll want to see you after this. Then that will be her decision. Marcus shook his head with clear disgust. You know what? You're right. This is your decision. And we'll make ours. The door closed with a loud thud. I was left alone in the living room, shaking. The begonias on the patio still needed water, but I no longer had the strength. I walked to the window and watched Marcus's car speed away. His tires squealed as he turned the corner too fast. 40 years of motherhood, and it all came down to this. My only son screaming at me for protecting my own money. The silence in the house felt different after he left. It wasn't the peaceful silence of the morning. It felt heavier, thicker, as if the air itself had changed. I sat back in my armchair and closed my eyes. The whole conversation replayed in my mind over and over. Marcus's words, his tone, his anger. All this over a password. All this because I protected my own credit card. But deep down in my heart, I knew. This wasn't really about a password at all. It wasn't really about a password. It was about control. It was about boundaries. It was about the fact that, for the first time in years, I had finally said no. The phone rang once, then twice. I let the answering machine pick it up. It was Chloe. Her sharp voice cut through the silence of my house. Margaret, I know you're there. I hope you're happy with what you've done. Marcus is devastated. I don't understand why you're treating us like this. We're your family. Click. The line went dead. I took a long breath and opened my eyes. The clock on the wall said 3:30. The day had started normally, laundry to fold, plants to water, but now it felt like I had lived an entire week in just 2 hours. I stood up and walked to the kitchen. I was hungry, but more than that, I needed something to keep my hands busy. Cooking had always been my safe place during hard times. As I peeled potatoes for a late lunch, I couldn't stop thinking about Marcus's face. The anger in his eyes wasn't new, but the coldness was. It felt like he had looked right through me and decided I no longer deserved his respect. But that sunny afternoon was only the beginning of the nightmare I was about to live. For 30 years, my routine had been my strength. I woke up at 6 o'clock every morning, made coffee in the same machine my husband gave me before he died, and checked on the plants outside while the sun warmed the tiles. It was simple, organized, and safe. After Robert's funeral, when Marcus was just 12, I learned that structure was the only thing holding us together. Mealtime, study time, bedtime, clear rules, firm boundaries. That's how I believed you raise a good man. Our two-story house had been our safe place for 40 years. Robert bought it when I was pregnant with Marcus, with a loan we paid off over 20 years. Every room had a memory. Every corner had a story. The backyard where Marcus learned to walk. The kitchen where I cooked thousands of meals. The living room where we celebrated every birthday. The neighbors knew me as the woman who always helped others. When Miss Carter got sick, I brought her food for 2 months. When the Perez family needed money for their son's school, I lent them $500 with no interest. Being generous felt like a way to honor Robert's memory. Marcus had always been a good son, studious, respectful, loving. When he turned 25 and got his first job as an accountant, I was proud. My sacrifices had been worth it. For years, we worked well together. He handled my taxes. I cooked for him on Sundays. We visited each other often. Everything changed when he met Chloe. The first time he introduced her to me, I was making mac and cheese in the kitchen. Marcus walked in with a smile I hadn't seen since he was a teenager, holding the hand of a thin blonde woman with perfect nails and clothes that probably cost more than my monthly income. Mom, this is Chloe, the woman of my life. Chloe smiled, showing perfect white teeth, but her eyes scanned me top to bottom like she was judging me. Her handshake was firm but cold. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Collins. Marcus talks about you all the time. During dinner, Chloe praised my cooking, asked about my garden, and showed interest in our family pictures. She really seemed like she wanted to know us. When they left, I thought I had found a good daughter-in-law. Their next visits were also nice. Chloe brought flowers, helped me wash dishes, and told funny stories about her job at an expensive clothing boutique downtown. Marcus looked happy, and that was all I cared about. Their wedding was small but beautiful. I paid for half the costs without them even asking. He was my only son, My only chance to be the mother of the groom. Chloe chose everything: the dress, the flowers, the menu, the music. I just wrote the checks and smiled in the photos. For the first few months of their marriage, the Sunday visits continued. They came over for lunch, talked about married life, and I loved having them close. The house felt alive again, like when Marcus was little. The first requests for help seemed harmless. "Margaret, can you lend us some money? Things are a bit tight this month with apartment expenses," Chloe said softly. "It's just $200. We'll pay you back on Friday." I gave it to them immediately. It was only $200, and young couples usually struggle at the beginning. Friday came, but the money didn't. Instead, another request arrived. "Mom, can you lend us $300 more? Chloe needs clothes for work, and I won't get my bonus until next month." Then $300 turned into $500, then more. Always with the same promise: "We'll pay you back soon." Always with the same excuse: "We're just tight this month." After 6 months, they owed me almost $5,000. When I brought it up during a Sunday lunch, Marcus got defensive. "Mom, you know we'll pay you back. Why are you keeping such exact accounts? We're family." "Of course we're family, son. But $5,000 isn't a small amount." Chloe jumped in with her sweetest smile. "Margaret, you're right. We haven't been careful with the payments. How about we give you my credit card as collateral?" I didn't want their card. I wanted my money. But I accepted because I didn't know how to stand up to my own family. A week later, Chloe called me sounding desperate. "Margaret, I have an emergency. My card is blocked and I need to buy medicine for my mom. Can I borrow yours just for today?" I lent her my card. Just for today, I thought. Just for medicine. That night, I checked my statement. $150 at the pharmacy, fine. But there were more charges. $80 on cosmetics, $200 on clothes, $30 at an expensive restaurant. When I asked Chloe about it the next day, she apologized with tears. "I'm so sorry, Margaret. I was at the mall and there were amazing sales. I thought it was okay. I'll pay you back tomorrow." She didn't pay me back the next day, or the next week, or the next month. But she kept asking for my card for new emergencies. An emergency for her sister's birthday. An emergency for shoes she needed for a wedding. An emergency for Marcus's anniversary gift. Always emergencies. Always urgent. Always promises of quick repayment. After a year, I couldn't even keep track of how much money had disappeared. My savings were shrinking month after month. But every time I tried to talk about it, Marcus made me feel guilty. "Mom, why are you being so petty? You have enough money, and we're trying to build our lives." Petty. That word stayed in my mind for weeks. The Sunday visits became uncomfortable. I cooked, they ate, but every conversation turned into talk about money. Bills they couldn't pay, things they needed, opportunities they were missing because they had no cash. "If we had a better car, I'd get a better job," Chloe would say while scrolling on her new phone. "If we lived in a nicer neighborhood, our lives would be better," Marcus would add while taking a third serving of my food. I listened quietly, knowing these were indirect requests for more money. Then one afternoon, while checking my bank statements, I saw something that made my heart drop. In the last 6 months, I had spent more money than I was earning from my retirement fund. My life savings were disappearing, just to support Marcus and Chloe's fancy lifestyle. I couldn't sleep that night. I stayed awake until morning, trying to calculate how much money I had already lost, how much they owed me, and how much longer I could keep living like this before everything completely fell apart. For the first time in 30 years, my morning routine didn't calm me. The coffee tasted bitter, the plants looked weak, and the silence in my house felt like a punishment. Something needed to change, but I didn't know how to confront my own family without breaking everything we had built together. The next few months felt like slow torture. Small lies, big losses. Every week there was a new emergency. Every emergency needed my card. And every use of my card turned into more expenses I never approved. "Margaret, I need your card to buy medicine for Marcus. He has an infection and needs expensive antibiotics," Emily would say in a stressed voice. But an hour later, my phone would show notifications. $400 spent at clothing stores. Whenever I questioned her, she always had an excuse. I forgot to mention I also needed new underwear. Mine are really old and Marcus complains. $400 on underwear. It was a special sale. 3 pieces for the price of 1. I couldn't miss the opportunity. There was always a reason, always an explanation, always something that made her spending sound necessary, smart, or unavoidable. And I, who had raised an honest son, was starting to doubt my own judgment. The Sunday visits turned into financial meetings. Emily would arrive with a whole mental list of future expenses she wanted me to cover. Marcus's cousin is getting married next month. We need new clothes for the wedding. Marcus's cousin. I knew my son well. He was an only child. His first cousin was practically a sister to him. Marcus would nod while still eating, barely looking up. His silence had become agreement. I need $500 for a dress and shoes, Emily continued. I can't show up looking shabby. His family is very elegant. $500 for a wedding I wasn't invited to impress people I didn't even know. But when I tried to say no, Marcus would step in with emotional guilt. Mom, you don't understand how important this is for us. We're building a social reputation. My job depends on the connections I make at these events. His accountant job had nothing to do with social reputation, but I no longer knew how to argue without sounding like a stingy old woman. One Thursday afternoon, while watering my plants, my bank called. Mrs. Collins, we're calling to confirm an unusual purchase on your credit card. A $1,200 transaction at an electronics store. Did you authorize it? $1,200. Electronics. I hadn't bought anything like that. At what store was the purchase made? I asked. At Tech World in the City Mall. Do you authorize it? No, I do not. Please cancel the transaction. Block the card and send a new one in 5 business days. I hung up with shaky hands. $1,200. Emily had my card since Tuesday, for medicine for a headache. My phone rang again 20 minutes later. Margaret, what did you do? My card is blocked and I'm in the middle of the grocery store with a full cart. It's not your card, Emily. It's my card. And I blocked it because there were purchases I didn't authorize. Unauthorized purchases? Everything I bought was necessary. Were electronics necessary? Silence. Then a nervous laugh. Oh, that. Marcus needed a new computer for work. His broke and he couldn't wait. Why didn't you ask me before doing that? Because we knew you'd say no. You always find excuses not to help us when something important comes up. Her words hit me like a slap. After financing their fancy lifestyle for 2 years, suddenly I was the villain for protecting my own money. Emily, go home. We'll talk when you get here. I can't go home. My card is full of food and I can't pay for it. You come here and bring cash. I ended the call. For the next hour, my phone rang nonstop. Emily. Marcus. Then Emily again. I let every call go to voicemail. I needed space to think. I pulled out all my bank statements from the last 6 months and spread them across the dining table. The numbers didn't lie. In January, I had $45,000 in savings. By June, $26,000 had disappeared. In just 6 months, I reviewed every transaction, every charge, every purchase. Fancy restaurants, designer clothes, perfumes, shoes, handbags, beauty treatments, weekend trips. Nothing Emily bought with my money was a necessity. The sound of the front door opening snapped me out of my thoughts. Marcus and Emily walked in without knocking, like they owned the place. Mom, what happened with the card? Marcus asked. He looked more tired than angry. I blocked it because I found purchases I didn't authorize. Emily sat on my sofa with her arms crossed, looking offended. Margaret, all those purchases were discussed with you. You can't just block the card every time you forget something. I didn't forget anything, Emily. A $1,200 computer is a big purchase to hide. I did tell you Marcus needed new equipment for work. No, you didn't. You told me you needed money for medicine. Marcus sighed and sat across from me. Mom, emergencies change. Yes, she needed medicine, But when I got to the electronics store, they had incredible sales. I couldn't miss the opportunity. Incredible sales for $1,200? The computer usually costs $2,000. It was a bargain. I stared at him, my son, the boy I raised to be honest, now justifying a $1,000 impulse purchase like it was nothing. Marcus, that computer wasn't an emergency. It was a luxury. It's not a luxury, it's a work tool. Then pay for it with your work money. Emily jumped up dramatically. I knew you'd act like this. You always make us feel bad for asking for help. I'm not making you feel bad. I just want you to respect my money. Your money is always your money. We're family, Margaret. Family money is for the whole family. My money is mine, Emily. I worked 40 years for it. Marcus began pacing. Mom, we hear you, but you also need to hear us. We're trying to grow professionally, to build a better life. Your support is important for us. I've supported you for 2 years, Marcus. I've spent over $25,000 on you. $25,000? Emily gasped. We haven't spent that much. I pointed at the papers. The statements are right here. Look, neither of them moved. They didn't want to see the truth. The point, Marcus continued, is that we need to know we can count on you. Blocking the card without warning put us in humiliating situations. Humiliating? I repeated. Yes, Mom. Humiliating. You don't know how Emily felt when her card was declined at the grocery store. It's not her card. It's the family card. Those words echoed in my mind. The family card. My money turned into community property, without my agreement. I think I need time to think. Time to think about what? Emily asked sharply. Whether you'll keep lending us your card. Of course you will. Marcus looked genuinely surprised this was even up for discussion. We're your family. I stood up and walked to the window. My garden looked beautiful in the afternoon sun. The red begonias were blooming. The white geraniums were strong, and the bougainvillea was climbing the fence. Everything I cared for with my own hands was thriving. Why couldn't my relationship with my son be the same? I want you both to leave for today, I said quietly. Mom, please. I need to be alone. They walked toward the door. Before leaving, Marcus paused. We hope you change your mind. We don't want this to affect our relationship. The door closed softly. This time, there were no slamming doors and no shouting, just the quiet sound of my dream of a perfect family slowly falling apart. But I didn't know this was only the beginning of something much worse. For 3 days, my house felt strangely silent. No calls from Marcus asking for money. No surprise visits from Emily with new emergencies. It was like they were giving me space to rethink my decision to block the card. On Friday morning, while drinking coffee on the patio, I decided it was finally time to face the truth completely. For 2 years, I had avoided looking closely at my finances, trusting my family without question. Now I needed to see the real damage. I sat at my computer and logged into my bank account. The number on the screen hit me like a punch. 2 years ago, I had $45,000. More than $25,000 was gone. I printed every statement from the last 24 months. The printer ran for 20 minutes, page after page filled with numbers that told the story of my own blind trust. I spread everything across the dining table and started sorting. Reasonable grocery purchases. Occasional restaurant visits. But then came everything else. March, $500 at a jewelry store. I had bought no jewelry. April, $700 on women's clothing. I don't wear $700 clothes. May, $300 at a spa. I've never stepped inside a spa. June, $1,000 on electronics. I barely know how to use my simple phone. July, $800 on perfumes and cosmetics. My perfume costs $30 and lasts half a year. The list continued, month after month. Every page had purchases I never approved, things I would never use, money spent at places I had never visited. I picked up my phone and called the bank. Good morning, Mrs. Collins. How can we help you? I need detailed information on all my credit card transactions from the last 2 years. Can you send a full report? Of course. Is something wrong with your account? There are transactions I don't recognize. I understand. We'll send the complete report by certified mail within 3 business days. And please check if anyone else has access to your card. Anyone else? Emily. After the call, I went to my room and opened the lockbox where I kept important documents. My passport, house deeds, insurance papers. And then I saw something that made my chest tighten. A photocopy of my credit card. A perfect copy of both sides, including the 3-digit security code. At the bottom corner was a note in Emily's handwriting. For emergencies. See. When had she copied my card? When had she been in my room? How long had she had my financial information? The phone rang. It was Emily. Margaret. How are you? I've missed you these past few days. Her voice was sweet, like it always was when she wanted something. I'm fine, Emily. That's good. Hey, quick question. Do you remember your card's security number? I want to buy something online, but I don't have the card with me. My whole world stopped. She had a copy of my card, and now she wanted the security code. Like it was normal. Like it was hers. Where's my card, Emily? I have it, of course, like always. Didn't you give it to me months ago? You said it was for emergencies. I didn't remember giving her permanent control over my card. I remembered lending it sometimes. For specific needs. For emergencies. But according to her, I had handed it over forever. Emily, I need you to return my card. Why? Did something happen? I just need to have it with me. But Margaret, how will we handle emergencies? We'll have to disturb you every time we need something urgent. Yes, I said calmly. You'll need to ask me every time. There was a long pause. You know what? We should talk in person. I'm coming over. No, Emily, just return the card. I'm coming over, she repeated, and hung up. 20 minutes later, I heard Marcus's car in front of the house. This time they didn't barge in. They rang the doorbell like visitors. I opened the door and saw Emily alone, smiling like nothing was wrong. Hi, Margaret. Can I come in? I let her in, even though something in me said not to. She sat on the sofa and pulled my card from her purse. Here's your card. But before I give it back, we need to talk. She placed it on the table but didn't slide it toward me. Talk about what? About why you suddenly don't trust us. About why you're acting like we're strangers. About why you've changed. I haven't changed, Emily. I'm just protecting my money. Protecting it from what? From us? From your own family. She stood up and began walking around my living room, touching picture frames, adjusting cushions, acting like the space belonged to her. Margaret, you know Marcus and I love you. We would never hurt you. But lately you've been treating us like enemies. I'm not. I just want to know how my money is being spent. So you don't trust my judgment? She asked, pretending to be hurt. After 2 years of being part of this family, you still see me as a stranger. You're not a stranger, but my money is still mine. She moved closer. Look, Margaret, I get it. You're uncomfortable. It's normal. When a woman reaches a certain age, she becomes more careful with money. A certain age. The phrase felt like a warning. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, nothing bad. Older people just worry too much about small things. They get a little paranoid. Paranoid. The same word Marcus had used. Paranoid for wanting control of my own card. I asked. Paranoid for thinking your family is stealing from you. Stealing. She said it herself. Who mentioned stealing? I asked quietly. You did, through your actions. Blocking the card. Calling the bank. Asking for reports. Treating us like criminals. What else is that but accusing us of theft? I stood. I needed distance. Emily, I just want my card. Of course. She finally pushed it toward me. I took it and placed it in my pocket. But Margaret, she said softly, this will make things harder. Every emergency will require calling you. Every urgent need will interrupt your day. That's fine. I can handle that. Are you sure? Emergencies happen at odd hours. Sometimes when you're asleep. or unable to leave the house. Was she warning me, threatening me, or stating facts? We'll handle things as they come, I said. Emily nodded. Okay, if that's what you want. She stood up. I just hope you don't regret it when everything becomes more complicated. I walked her to the door. Before stepping out, she turned. You know what hurts the most, Margaret? After 2 years of treating you like my own mother, you now see me as a stranger. That truly hurts. Her eyes filled with tears. For a moment, I almost felt guilty. Almost. I don't see you as a stranger, Emily, I said quietly. You're my son's wife, but not my family. My money is still mine. She nodded sadly and left. That night, I couldn't sleep. Her words echoed in my head. Was I overreacting? Was it normal for a 70-year-old woman to want control of her own money? Or was I becoming paranoid? I looked again at the copy of my card from the lockbox. A perfect, clear, usable copy. Someone had planned this. And suddenly, I understood. I wasn't paranoid. I had been too trusting. But the worst was still ahead. On Monday morning, the detailed bank report arrived. 5 pages of transactions explaining exactly how I had lost $25,000 in 2 years. Every purchase listed, date, time, store amount. It felt like reading a diary of a life that wasn't mine. I sat at the dining table with coffee and went through each line. What I found made my chest tighten. Transactions at times when I was asleep. Purchases from stores I'd never seen. Expenses in cities I'd never visited. And the worst, cash withdrawals at ATMs at 3 a.m. How could someone withdraw money at 3 a.m. while I was in bed? I called Marcus. I needed answers before my mind imagined the worst. Hello, Mom. How are you, Marcus? I need to ask something important. Sure. What's going on? My card was used when I wasn't there. A long pause. What do you mean? I mean it was used without my knowledge. At times I was home. Mom, you told us we could use the card for emergencies. Emergencies don't wait for convenient hours. Money was taken from ATMs at 3 a.m. Oh, that was one time. We needed cash for a taxi after dinner. We were out late and didn't have any. One time? The report shows 6 withdrawals in 3 months. Mom, I can't keep a detailed log of every emergency to report back like we're little kids. His tone had changed, defensive, irritated. Marcus, those 6 withdrawals were $300 each. That's $1,800 in cash. And all for legitimate expenses. I don't know why you're treating us like criminals. I'm not. I just want to understand how my money was spent. You know what, Mom? We need to talk face to face. We're coming over. Marcus, why? The line went dead. My stomach churned. I didn't want another fight, but I knew it was coming. While waiting, I kept reviewing the report and found something that made me feel sick. 2 transactions happening at the same exact time. One at an expensive restaurant, the other at a clothing store 12 miles away. Impossible for one person, which meant there were extra copies of my card. 40 minutes later, Marcus and Emily walked into my house. They didn't even ring the doorbell. They used the emergency key I'd given them years ago. Mom, we need to talk, Marcus said, sitting down. Emily looked different, harder, more determined. She sat across from me with her arms crossed. Margaret, she began, this is getting out of control. Your suspicions, your accusations, your obsessive review of every expense. It's not normal. I looked at Marcus. It's not normal to want to know how my own money is being spent. It's not normal to treat your family like scammers, Marcus cut in. I placed the bank report on the table. Then explain this to me. 2 purchases made at the same time in different places. Marcus grabbed the papers and skimmed through them. What purchases? Friday, April 15th. A $200 charge at the Grand Table restaurant at 8 p.m. and another $300 spent at Elegance Boutique at that exact same time. Chloe and Marcus exchanged a quick look. Oh, that, Chloe said like it was nothing. I was at the restaurant, and Marcus went to buy me a surprise gift at the boutique. We used both cards at the same time, so I wouldn't know about the surprise. Both cards? You mean my card and your card? I asked. My card got blocked that day, Marcus said quickly. So I had to use yours for the gift too. The explanation sounded smooth, too smooth, like they had practiced it. But I had no proof they were lying. How many copies of my card exist? I asked. Copies? Chloe blinked, pretending to be confused. What copies? I pulled out the photocopy I found in my lockbox. This one, with your handwriting. Chloe took it and stared at it like she'd never seen it before. Oh right. I made this months ago, just so I'd have the numbers in case I lost the actual card in an emergency. Is that wrong? Did you make more copies? No, of course not. Why would I? She said. To make purchases in different places at the same time. Marcus pushed back his chair and stood up. Mom, stop. We can't take these accusations anymore. They're not accusations, Marcus. They're simple questions about my own money. They're accusations of fraud, he snapped. You're accusing us of stealing. I want explanations. That's all. Chloe stood up and moved closer to me. Margaret, do you know how much this hurts us? Do you know how it feels when your own mother-in-law thinks you're a thief? Her eyes filled with tears, but this time they did nothing to me. I want the truth, I said calmly. The truth, Marcus shouted, is that you're getting paranoid. Every time we need your help, you treat us like criminals. The truth, Chloe added shakily, is that we're thinking about staying away from you until you get professional help. Professional help? I repeated. Yes, Mom. Marcus' voice softened. I think you should talk to a doctor. These changes, this paranoia, this distrust of your family, it's not normal. My personality hasn't changed. I'm just protecting my money. Your personality has changed, Chloe insisted. You used to be generous and loving. You trusted us. Now you're suspicious and stingy. You treat us badly. Stingy? For not wanting to give away $25,000. It wasn't $25,000, Marcus argued. I spread all the bank statements on the table. The numbers are right here. Count them yourself. Neither of them looked at a single page. I'm not taking part in this obsession you have, Marcus said. Keeping track of every little thing we spent, as if helping your family is some kind of crime. Favors. I whispered. $25,000 are favors? Yes, Marcus said sharply. They're favors from a mother to her son. That's what normal families do. Normal families don't hide credit card copies. Chloe grabbed the photocopy. Do you want me to tear it up? Will that make you feel better? She shredded the paper into tiny pieces and let them fall onto the table. There. Happy now? How many other copies did you make? I repeated. None. I didn't make any more copies. Then explain the withdrawals at night. I already explained them, Marcus said. He stepped forward and put his hand on my shoulder. Mom, this has to stop. You're destroying our family over money. I'm not destroying anything. I'm protecting myself. Protecting yourself from what? From us. I'm protecting my finances, I said firmly. Your money isn't in danger with us, Chloe said softly. Your money is actually in danger with you. Do you know how many older people lose everything because they make bad decisions? Bad decisions like trusting you? I asked. Bad decisions like isolating yourself and believing your own family is against you, Marcus said. He removed his hand from my shoulder and cleared his throat. Mom, I have a proposal. Give us one last chance to prove we're responsible. Give us access to your card for one more month. If after that month you're not completely happy with how we handled things, we'll never ask for money again. Chloe nodded eagerly. It's a good idea. We'll show you can trust us. I looked at both of them. My son and his wife, asking for one last chance. It sounded reasonable. It sounded like something a loving family might say. But their eyes told me the truth. This wasn't a request. It was pressure wrapped in a sweet voice. I need time to think. Marcus frowned. Time to think about what, Mom? Whether you trust your own family? I need time to decide if I'm making a mistake. He sighed. Fine. Take your time. But we're taking time too. What do you mean? It means until you trust us again, we'll keep our distance. We're tired of being treated like criminals every time we visit." They headed toward the door. Before leaving, Chloe turned around. "I hope that when you think about all this, you realize we're the only thing you have. Without family, money is worthless." The door closed, and I sat alone with papers scattered everywhere, drowning in a decision I had no idea how to make. Was I a paranoid mother destroying her family over money? Or was I an older woman being manipulated by her own family? I didn't know which scared me more. For a week, I heard nothing from Marcus or Chloe. No calls. No visits. Nothing. At first, the silence felt like peace. Then, after 5 days, it felt like punishment. On Saturday morning, while cleaning my closet, I found something wrapped in an old handkerchief, the pearl necklace Robert gave me for our 10th anniversary. I held it up to the light. The pearls were still perfect. "For the strongest woman I know," he had said. "So you never forget your worth." My worth. When did I start doubting that? I put on the necklace and went outside. I needed fresh air. I needed people around me. I needed to remember the world was bigger than Marcus and Chloe. At the farmer's market, Mr. Garcia smiled at me. "Mrs. Collins, good to see you. How have you been?" "I'm okay, Mr. Garcia. Just worried." "About your health? Your family?" He nodded knowingly. "Families can be complicated. Did you ever feel like your kids only saw you as a source of money?" I asked. He stopped arranging his fruit and looked straight at me. "Mrs. Collins, are you going through something like that?" "I don't know if I'm exaggerating," I whispered, "or if it's really happening." "You want advice from someone who's been alive 75 years? He asked. I nodded. "When your instincts tell you something is wrong, listen. A mother's instincts never lie." His words stayed with me the whole way home. That afternoon, as I watered my begonias, my phone rang. It was Marcus. "Hello, Mom." "Hello, son. How are you? We've been thinking. Chloe and I talked, and maybe you're right. Maybe you should have more control over your money." I blinked in surprise. "I'm glad to hear that, Marcus. So we want to suggest something different," he said. "Instead of using your card, you can give us a fixed amount every month. Like an allowance." "An allowance?" "Yes, a reasonable amount. We were thinking, maybe $1,500 a month." $1,500? Marcus, that's a lot. It's less than we've spent these past months. This is actually cheaper. Why do you need $1,500 if you both work? Because we're trying to grow professionally. We need proper clothes, we need to maintain certain standards, and our salaries don't cover that. You need to live within your means, I said. A long pause followed. So you want us to live like we're poor? He snapped. I want you to live responsibly. Our means include having a mother who can help us grow, he insisted. His tone was shifting again. Marcus, I'm not giving you $1,500 a month. How much then? $1,000. I don't know. I need time to think. Think about it? Mom, we've waited a week. And I've let money disappear for 2 years. I need time. You know what? Forget it. Forget the whole plan. Marcus. No, Mom. We're not begging anymore. Chloe was right. We have other options. What other options? I asked. Options that don't require begging my own mother for money. He hung up. That night I barely slept. What did he mean by other options? On Monday morning I found out. A knock at the door. A young man in a suit. Mrs. Margaret Collins? Yes. I'm Mr. Roberts from Hazen Associates. Your son Marcus Collins hired us to review your mental and financial capacity. My heart dropped. Excuse me. He's concerned about your mental state. According to him, you've been showing signs of paranoia and confusion. He is considering a legal process to gain guardianship over your finances. Guardianship? Yes, ma'am. A judge can decide if you're capable of handling your money, or if someone else should manage it for you. Someone like your son. I collapsed into a chair. What do I need to do to defend myself? First, get a lawyer. Second, get medical exams to prove your mental capacity. Third, gather evidence that you manage your own finances properly. How much time do I have? If it becomes official, you'll have 30 days to respond. He left me sitting there, shocked, betrayed, numb. My own son was trying to take control of my life. That afternoon, desperate for help, I called my neighbor Alma Davis. We weren't close, but she was always kind. Elma, can you come over? I need advice. Of course, Margaret. When she arrived, I told her everything. Every loan, every fake emergency, every accusation, the guardianship threat, everything. Elma listened quietly. Then she said, Margaret, your son and his wife are manipulating you. And now that you're fighting back, they're getting aggressive. You think I'm being manipulated? I'm sure of it. And you're not the first older woman this has happened to. What should I do? Fight. Use every legal tool you have. Don't let them take your money or your dignity. What if I lose my son? Elma squeezed my hands. Margaret, you already lost him. The Marcus you raised is gone. What you have now is a man who wants your money, even if he has to declare you incompetent to get it. Her words hit me hard, but they were the truth. Do you know a good lawyer? I asked. The best, she said. His name is Vincent Harris. He specializes in protecting older adults from financial abuse. Can you give me his number? I'll do better. I'll go with you to his office tomorrow. That night, for the first time in weeks, I slept well. Not because everything was solved, but because I finally made a decision. My son had chosen money over me. Now I was going to choose my dignity over him. On Tuesday morning, Alma went with me to the law office downtown. Vincent Harris turned out to be a man in his 60s with gray hair, sharp eyes, and a calm voice that immediately made me feel safe. Mrs. Collins, tell me exactly what has been happening, he said, writing on a yellow notepad. I told him everything from the very beginning. The loans they never paid back, the credit card they used without telling me, the copies they made, the late-night withdrawals, and finally the threat of legal guardianship. Do you have documents for these transactions? I have all the bank statements and the detailed report I requested last week. Excellent. Did you ever sign anything giving your son or his wife permanent permission to use your card? Never. Did you ever give them permission to make copies of your card? Never. Vincent stopped writing and looked straight at me. Mrs. Collins, what you're describing is family financial abuse. It's a crime. And we also have civil options to get your money back. How common is this? More common than people think. The most frequent victims are older women with savings who trust family members who slowly take over their money. How do we proceed? First, we'll protect you from the guardianship case. Second, we'll fully document the financial abuse. Third, we'll recover your money. And fourth, we'll make sure this never happens again. I felt relieved. For the first time in months, someone understood me and was actually on my side. How much will this cost? My fee is $3,000, but think of it as an investment to recover $25,000. I signed the contract that same day. For the next week, Vincent and his team worked carefully. They requested security camera footage from the stores where my card was used. They traced the IP addresses of the online purchases. They documented every unauthorized transaction. What they found was worse than I expected. Mrs. Collins, Vincent said during our second meeting, not only did they use your card without permission, they also opened fake credit accounts using your personal information. Fake credit accounts? Yes. 3 extra credit cards, all in your name, sent to your son's address. The statements show almost $15,000 in debt. $15,000? I didn't even know those cards existed. They had access to all your information. Your social security number, date of birth, bank info. With that, it's easy to apply for credit online. That means I owe that money? Not necessarily. We will dispute everything as identity fraud, but we need to move fast. That afternoon, Vincent took me to file fraud reports with all 3 credit agencies. We also filed a criminal complaint for identity theft and financial abuse. What happens now? Your son will be notified that you're disputing the debts and pressing charges. They'll probably try to reach an agreement. An agreement? They'll try to make you drop the charges with promises of repayment. Don't agree to anything without talking to me first. He was right. On Friday night, my phone rang. It was Marcus. Mom, what have you done? His voice sounded scared. I protected my finances, son. We got a court notice. We're being accused of fraud. Because you committed fraud. We didn't. We're your family. Everything we did, you knew about it. No, Marcus. I did not. Mom, you have to drop these charges. They'll ruin our lives. You already ruined mine. We'll pay everything back. Just drop them. With what money? How will you pay me back $25,000? We'll get a loan. We'll sell things. Whatever. And the extra $15,000 in cards you opened in my name? Silence. How do you know about those? Because I hired a lawyer. Because I investigated. Mom, those cards were for real emergencies. Chloe needed expensive medical treatments. Medical treatments at clothing stores and fancy restaurants? Not all the purchases were useless. All the purchases were fraud. Marcus started crying. I hadn't heard him cry since he was a child. Mom, please. We're your family. You can't destroy us for money. You already destroyed me for money. One more chance. Please. You've had 2 years of chances. Then this is war. His voice changed cold flat. If you don't drop the charges, we'll continue with the guardianship case. We'll prove you're losing your mental capacity. We'll get witnesses who say you've been acting strange. What witnesses? Neighbors, shopkeepers, people who think you're paranoid. My behavior is not paranoid. It's protective. A judge will decide. He hung up. The next day, the real war began. First came the calls. Marcus, Chloe, unknown numbers. Some begging, some threatening. All demanding I drop the charges. Then came the visits. Marcus knocking loudly at random times, shouting that he wanted to talk. Chloe sending her friends to my door with fake reasons. One afternoon, while watering my plants, I heard voices outside. 3 women I didn't know were talking loudly. That's the house of the lady accusing her own son of stealing. How embarrassing. Sometimes kids have money problems. It happens. At that age, they get suspicious. My grandmother was the same before she didn't finish. The message was clear. They were spreading rumors about my mental state. I called Vincent. They're doing exactly what I expected, he said calmly. They want people to think you're mentally unstable. It's a common strategy. What should I do? Document everything. Record conversations. Take photos of the visits. Keep a log. We'll use all of it. That night, someone scratched my car and spray painted 2 words on it. Crazy miser. The message was clear. While I fought legally, they would fight emotionally. I called Alma. Margaret, you can't stay alone. Come stay with me. I won't let them push me out of my own home. Then I'll stay with you. That night, Alma slept on my sofa. Her presence comforted me, but it also hurt me. At 70 years old, I needed protection from my own family. At 3 a.m., my phone rang. I answered, believing it was an emergency. I hope you're happy, Chloe said, her voice muffled. I hope you're happy destroying a family for dirty money. Dirty money? The money your husband made from illegal business? You think we don't know where your savings came from? What are you talking about? Ask the neighbors what your husband did at night. Ask them what they thought of his business. She hung up. Robert had been an accountant. He worked the same job for 20 years. He never had late-night business. He never had dirty money. I realized they were willing to attack even my husband's memory just to break me. Elma, I whispered in the dark. This is going to get worse. I know, she said softly. But we'll stand together. For the first time in months, I didn't feel completely alone. I had Alma, Vincent, and the truth. But I didn't know if that would be enough against people desperate to regain access to my money. The court hearing was set for a Tuesday in March. For 2 weeks, Vincent and his team prepared my case. Documents, testimonies, evidence, and something surprising, Other victims. Your case opened a bigger investigation, Vincent explained. We found 3 other similar cases. Families using the same tactics, slowly taking money, then filing guardianship papers when the victim fights back. Your courage is helping others. On the day of the hearing, I arrived with Vincent and Alma. Inside the courtroom, Marcus and Chloe were waiting with their lawyer, a young man in an expensive suit flipping through documents. When Marcus saw me, he looked away. Chloe stared at me with a coldness that made my body shake. The judge, a man in his 50s with a serious look on his face, went through all the documents before starting the hearing. The hearing lasted 3 long hours. Vincent carefully presented every piece of evidence: the $25,000 in unauthorized purchases, the 3 credit cards opened in my name, the late-night cash withdrawals, and the copies they made of my card. Every single transaction had the date, time, place, and exact amount. Marcus's lawyer tried to argue that I had verbally given permission, that I had allowed them to use my information, and that my lawsuit came from age-related confusion. He even brought 2 people who claimed they had noticed changes in my behavior. But Vincent had prepared a powerful surprise. He had security camera footage from several stores where my card had been used. The videos clearly showed Chloe using my card, at times when I was supposedly at home. He also had phone records proving that during some of those purchases, I had been talking on my home landline. That made it impossible for me to have been at those stores. The strongest evidence came from my doctor, Dr. Paul Rodriguez, who had been my doctor for 15 years. He testified that my medical and neurological tests for the past 2 years showed completely normal mental health for my age. No dementia, no cognitive problems, nothing that would affect my ability to make financial decisions. When the judge asked me to testify, I stood up with shaky legs but spoke with a steady voice. I explained how everything started with small loans they never paid back, how they slowly took control of my credit card, how they made copies behind my back, and how they threatened to take legal control of my finances when I finally tried to protect myself. Mrs. Collins, the judge asked, did you ever give your son or his wife permission to open credit accounts in your name? Never, Your Honor. I never authorized any new accounts. Did you know these accounts existed before hiring your lawyer? I had no idea. I only discovered the $15,000 debt when Mr. Harris investigated my finances. When Marcus testified, his story kept changing. First he said I gave verbal permission. Then he admitted some of the purchases were impulsive. Later, he confessed that the extra credit accounts were opened without my direct knowledge, but claimed they were for family needs. The judge stopped him sharply. Mr. Collins, intentions do not matter here. Opening credit accounts using someone else's personal information without their permission is identity fraud, a federal crime. The judge's decision was clear and firm. He completely rejected the guardianship request. He ordered Marcus and Chloe to repay the $25,000 immediately, plus interest and legal fees. He also ordered the immediate cancellation of the 3 fraudulent accounts and removal of that debt from my credit history. As if that wasn't enough, he issued a restraining order. For 1 year, they were not allowed to contact me directly. Any communication had to be handled through lawyers. The behavior in this case, the judge said, shows a clear pattern of family financial abuse. The evidence proves that Mrs. Collins is mentally competent and that she acted appropriately to protect her finances. The guardianship filing appears to be an intimidation tactic to keep unauthorized access to her money. When we left the courtroom, Vincent explained that recovering the money might take a few months, but the court order forced them to start paying immediately. If they didn't, they could be charged with contempt of court. That night, sitting calmly in my home, I sat in my favorite armchair with a cup of tea and looked at my garden. The red begonias were blooming. The white geraniums looked healthy. Everything I had cared for with love was still alive and growing. For the first time in 2 years, my money was safe. My home was secure. My future belonged to me again. But along with the relief came a deep sadness. Yes, I won the legal battle. Yes, I got my money back. Yes, I protected my dignity. But I had also lost my son, the Marcus I had raised, the boy I had rocked to sleep in that same armchair, the young man I supported for years. That Marcus was gone, replaced by someone who was willing to claim I was mentally unstable just to control my money. Justice had won, but my mother's heart was still hurting. 6 months later, my life found a new normal. The monthly payments arrived on time, and my bank account slowly recovered. Most importantly, I had peace again. Vincent made sure Marcus and Chloe followed every part of the court order. During those months, Vincent and I talked more and more. Our conversations grew beyond legal matters. I learned he had been a widower for 5 years, that he had 3 adult children living in different cities, and that he loved gardening as much as I did. "How do you get your bougainvillea to grow so beautifully?" he asked one afternoon as we reviewed payment documents on my patio. "Patience and care," I said. "Just like everything important in life." His visits became more frequent, and less about work. He would show up with excuses about documents, but he stayed for coffee and long conversations about books, politics, memories, and dreams for the future. He made me feel valued, not for my money, but for who I was inside. One Sunday afternoon in October, as we had tea and homemade cookies, Vincent took my hand. "Margaret, these months with you have been the happiest I've had since my wife passed. You brought hope back into my life, and you reminded me that good people still exist." Is it crazy that a 62-year-old lawyer is thinking about falling in love with his 70-year-old client? "It sounds wonderful," I said, because this 70-year-old woman feels butterflies like a schoolgirl. We got married 6 months later in a small, intimate ceremony with only the 2 of us. Elma as my witness, Vincent's brother, and the judge. It was simple and perfect. Vincent moved into my house with his books, his plants, and a quiet joy that spread through every room. We turned Robert's study into our shared library. We planted new flowers together. We built routines that made us happy. In the afternoons, while I cooked, Vincent worked on pro bono cases, helping older adults facing financial abuse. My case had inspired him to make it his specialty. "Every case I win is a victory for human dignity," he would tell me. 6 months after our wedding, Marcus called once. He knew he shouldn't, but he did. "Mom, I just wanted to say I'm sorry," he said, sounding exhausted. "Chloe and I are getting divorced. She left with another man and took everything. I'm left with nothing, no money, no wife, no mother." My heart felt a familiar ache, but I was no longer the woman he could manipulate. "Marcus, I'm sorry for what you're going through, but choices have consequences. Can you ever forgive me?" "I already forgave you, but forgiveness isn't forgetting. And it doesn't mean going back to how things were. Maybe one day we can have a relationship, but it will depend on who you become, not on what you need." That was the last time we spoke. Later, I heard he moved to another city, found a simple job, and was slowly rebuilding his life. A part of me hopes he truly becomes the man I tried to raise. But I no longer put my life on pause waiting for that day. Now I have a full life with Vincent. We travel. We read together. We care for our garden. His children visit. We built a relationship based on respect, affection, and the quiet joy of sharing our later years with someone who truly values us. At 72, I learned that it's never too late to defend your dignity. Never too late to say no. Never too late to start again. I lost money. I lost my son. But I gained something even more valuable. My freedom, my self-respect, and a real love I never expected to find at this age. Every morning, I wake up in my own home, with my money safely in my own account, next to a man who loves me for who I am, not for what I have. It is the sweetest victory I could have imagined. Life taught me that sometimes, to gain everything, you must be willing to lose everything first. Did you enjoy my story? And which city are you listening from? Tell me in the comments. If you liked the story, you can send a super thanks to support me. It helps me keep sharing more life stories. I truly appreciate your kindness. On the screen, you'll find 2 more life stories I highly recommend. There's so much more on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next story.